Hi there friendos, it's Misso Plays and I've got another mod showcase for you all this week, and it's going to be my Buildable Walls and Doors mod. And this one is for all you outpost and ship decorators out there, as well as people who are tired of not being able to wall in those toilets for privacy. Yep, the results are in so far and most people are using this mod to make bathrooms. So let's start off in this bathroom before we go and see exactly what this mod has to offer. And that offering is exactly what it sounds like it's going to be. It's a set of 7 buildable interior walls and doors for your outpost habs, and then 2/2.5 for your ships. And each set of these walls are in their own little categories, and they consist of multiple sizes of walls, pillars, and working doorways. So let's take a look at what's in those sets and how we can go about using them, starting with the ship walls first. This is the ship tech set, and these are the walls you're going to find on those Stroud and Deimos ship habs, as well as some brig pieces too. And the brig pieces are not just for show, they're kind of for go, because the door does work with the terminal just like the ones you would find built already into the ship. So you can build your own brigs and holding cells into your ships and outposts, and you can mix and match these pieces too. Like this one long wall that I built across the formerly empty Stroud hab here. We got that one doorway, and then I used these pillars to help fill in some of the gaps because some of the sizes were a little awkward sometimes, and used one of the brig pieces as a window, which I thought looked kind of elegant in its own spacefaring way. And they don't just work well in the big habs, they work really well in the little ones too. So I've been using them here, as you can see, to separate the sleeping areas from the general living areas to give the crew a bit more privacy. So these are pretty versatile walls that you can use in a lot of different habs. This next set is the ship industrial set, and these are the style that you're going to find on Hopetech and Taiyo ships, but they also fit pretty well with the Stroud habs too. And one of the things that was kind of awkward to add to this set, but I thought was really important, is that half moon shaped. Because as you can see here, we're in that cargo hold still. Now it's broken up into rooms using these wall pieces. But those half moons fit nicely into those awkward curved walls, so you can now section them off and even flatten them out if you wanted to. They're a little awkward to place, so I've added a collision cheater, which I'm going to show you how to use later on in the video. But yeah, this is some of the kinds of spaces you can create using these walls on your ships. So let's take a look and see what kind of magic we can work on our outposts too. I'm going to start off with the clean panel wall. And you find these a lot in some of the nicer civilian outposts, but now you can have them in your nicer outposts too. We got these great textured panels and a really nice clean look that works well with the science and hydroponic habs. They don't look too sterile like a lot of the wall offerings can, so these are pretty versatile, and I think I'm going to be able to add a lot more colors to this set down the line as well. Next up is the science set. This is a set of walls you might find in some of those points of interest you discover on your adventures. I really like the pops of orange color on these walls, as well as a scuffed paint with a really shiny trim, because it makes what would be pretty boring if it was just white look pretty alive. So it makes a really vibrant looking outpost. Plus these pillars make great freestanding weapon racks. And I'm showing it here in one of these round habs because something a lot of outpost builders keep saying is just imagine how many rooms we could get into these habs if we had walls. And yeah, it worked exactly as we expected it to. We've got 4 actually pretty decently sized rooms here, and sectioning these habs off is going to make them so much more workable and so much more fun to build with. This next set might look kind of familiar since it's the same set that they use for things like the New Atlantis penthouse, and this is the Lux set. This one has a more upmarket feel, and it's got lots of different panels with different like geometric designs etched into them, as well as some different colors, which you're going to see a little bit better as we come on through here. It has this great color blocking, and I should be able to bring some exciting new colorways to this set down the line too. But yeah, if you want to make an outpost with a really upmarket feel or a fancy luxury player home, one of your outposts like this set is going to be the one you're going to want to use, because even if you design to settle on a real armpit of a planet, your outpost is still going to scream New Atlantis posh. Moving in a different direction now, these are the green industrial walls, and these are the ones that match those green canvas habs that we have at our outposts. And it's a really nice set because it does perfectly match those habs. So you can now divide up even those enormous hexagonal habs perfectly seamlessly, so it looks like it was always built that way. And it's great for building things like bathrooms and bedrooms in all of your outposts if you've got a working kind of vibe going with it. And all the walls stack together, as we can see here. So if you want to make them taller for whatever reason, like you might in this 2-story hab, you can do that without having to rely on any complicated, messy workarounds. The next set is the gray wall. Very imaginative, I know. And this one is more of a heavy industrial feel that you might want to use if you had something like an armory or a warehouse, something that you needed to be pretty fortified. And over here, I found that the small wall from the ship walls fits in between those hallway pieces and the habs. So if you wanted to add a door there for like a bathroom or something, you can. This next set, this is the green military, and this only fits in those green military habs. It's pretty tall. These are much taller than the other habs for some reason. And this is another really good option if you wanted something that looks a bit more fortified, or perhaps a military outpost is something that you're trying to build, then this would be the one for you. Here, I just used it to separate a little bit of space off here in the back to make myself a little storage room. And I'm going to be filling that up with all my goodies over time. So those are the walls. So now let's talk about the filler section that may have mystified a few of you that appeared on your menu. And the reason for that started off with these hex habs. Now, as you can see up there, we've got these pipes that hang down pretty low and make it impossible to get anything within a million miles of their actual walls. So that's where this section comes in. And the first part is these pillars. These are some short filler pieces you can use to get in close to that wall. I put them on what is basically a mini rug glitch rug, so we can get them a little bit closer, because the collision on these habs was really, really aggressive. And sometimes you might need to put this on a second collision cheater to get them as close as you want. But once you got it in place, you can put your next wall in, like we can do with this one. This is a lab set, by the way. And as you can see, we can now get it flush to the wall whilst making some room for those pipes. Now that collision cheater, I'm going to come back to in just a second, because it does more than move these pillars in. You can actually use it to merge objects. This is like an old Fallout 4 trick. But if you have an awkward space and you don't know how to fill it, you can actually put one of your wall pieces onto this collision cheater and merge the walls together. Now this works better with some of the styles than it does with others. It works really well with this set here, the lab set. So I'm going to use this one. But as you can see, once we're on that little teeny weeny rug, we can kind of move objects into each other, and that's going to help make you some custom sized walls to fill gaps in particularly tricky spaces. And one area where that becomes really important is on the ships with things like these half moon walls. You might notice there's a lot of extra geometry around these, are usually hidden when they are clipped into the hab walls in the game. And here they're on view for all to see, and they are causing collision problems. And normally you can't get these pieces anywhere near like the edge of these curved walls, but the collision cheater does help us get it pretty close. Some areas weirdly are easier than others. I for some reason picked a difficult spot to do my demonstration, but as you can see, it gets in there. It's not perfect, but it does get the job done until I can find a more elegant solution. And then finally, the last bit is some floor coverings. Now these square ones will go wall to wall on the green square habs and come pretty close on the science and hydroponic ones. And again, I got these big round ones too, so you can kind of change the feel of the insides of those habs by changing the floor color a little bit. It's just kind of a freebie giveaway. And if you like these, do let me know and I will add some more later. So that's everything currently included in this mod, and if you do download it and choose to use it, I'd love to see what you guys are building with these pieces. I will be adding more items to this mod over time, so keep an eye out for those updates. But in the meantime, if you found anything in this video in any way helpful or entertaining, please drop me a like and subscribe, and I'll be back again next week as always with more building tips, ships, and outpost tours. Till next time. Bye!